everyone, and welcome to spring at Area 58 TV in these lovely towns of Carver, Clinton, and Halifax. We got a great show tonight. I'm interviewing a very dynamic individual. He's known as the Irish Cowboy. He just emceed the St. Patrick's Day Parade about a week and a half ago. But before I get there, I'm going to read these incredible underwriters, and then we will commence per usual. So, we got Bryant's Auto and Tire Service in Middleborough. We got New England Floorscapes in Middleborough. We got Bateville Smoke Shop in Lakeville. They're a new one, Bateville Smoke Shop. What's the name? In Lakeville. We got Madigan Land Surveying in Middleborough. We got Curtis Car Care in Middleborough. We got Countertops Express in North Attleboro, experts in the installation and removal of quartz and granite. We got Salon Giovanni in Marshfield. We got good old Dave's Automotive in Hanson, right up the road here on Route 58. We got Evan Young Realty, that's my brother, the realtor. And we got DNS Auto Works and Collision Specialists in Abington, also up the road on Route 58. And now, on that note, I'll introduce Mr. Paul O'Connor. He's like I said, he's known as the Irish Cowboy. His parents are from Ireland. He might be too. We're going to cover all that. We're going to talk about what his deal is, and then it'll be an awesome interview. So, Paul, thank you for doing my show. Thank you, Matt Robato, for setting it up, as if you're watching.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you, Harrison. Thank you, Matt, as well. Harrison, what's shaking, baby? How you been? All right?
Yeah, I'm doing great. I mean, I feel great. I love doing the show with people that have such, such acceleration, and as you have, and you can't get better than that in this industry. You just gotta love the enthusiasm and the bubbliness and all that, which you have, obviously.
Oh yeah, it doesn't come from without a little trials and tribulations first. And I'll start off by introducing Paul, which is me, before the Irish Cowboy, because that will be an homage to my dearly departed mom and dad, Bridget and Michael O'Connor, who actually my mom was from County Cavan, my dad from Galway. They came over here. Again, they were immigrants, and they hit the ground running. They worked hard. My dad, that's all he did was work day and night. He had 5 boys. I was a baby of the 5 boys. Can you imagine that, Harrison? I mean, I got the crap kicked out of me like no other, which is probably what toughened me up a little bit.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, it was definitely a modest family growing up, but they always, did their best to take care of us. And man, it was an amazing childhood. I was born in South Boston. My mom and dad actually, went between South Boston and Brighton. So of course, the South Boston Parade is very near and dear to me. St. Patrick's Day, so I have 5 boys myself, which my dad and I. 10 boys all together. Like, how can you really beat that? As far as I'm concerned, it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Couple of ex-wives. My Irish mother, when I would go to the hospital, Irish Catholic, Harrison, you can't really talk about that. So we say, this is my fucking son, Polly. Has 2 from the first batch and 3 from the second batch, because you couldn't, really talk about divorce too much. So, again, strong military, fire, and police background. My son is actually in the military now, in the Army. I can't tell you where he is, but Hunter, go Hunter. My dad was in the military. I have my flag up here from him, when he came to the United States. And my brother was in the police. And my uncle, Paul Murphy, actually my namesake, who, again, another Boston, really deep roots in Boston. Paul Murphy was one of 9 firefighters that died in the Vendome fire a year before I was born, almost 53 years ago in June. And again, that was just a sad day, a dark day for Boston. But,
right?
I think it was 72. I was born in 73, so I think it was June 16, 72. Yeah.
So the Friday, I remember it well.
Yeah, you remember it? Yeah, I mean, that was...
What a perfect memory. I was in 7th grade at West Junior High in Brockton, Mass, where I still reside today.
Oh, my goodness. Wow. See, that's, well, as you know, then, before 9/11, that was the biggest fire in the country.
Was it? Okay.
Yeah, I mean, they had, so you had the Worcester fire, which, 6 people died.
December 3rd of 1999. Yes.
Well, was that? Yeah. Oh my goodness. Wow. You do have an eidetic memory. That's insane, Harrison. Wow.
I know.
Crazy.
Well,
So you were.
tell me your date of birth. I'll tell you what I did the day you were born and what day of the week it was.
Oh my goodness. April 28th, 1973. I want to hear it.
Yeah, that was a Saturday.
No freaking way. All right. I have my fact checker looking it up right now. So,
Okay.
we'll see. Well, that was the, one of the great days in Boston history, when the Irish Cowboy was born, April 28th, 1973. So, again, we, growing up, a lot of restaurant food. So I wasn't in the military, fire, police. I went to culinary school, and I became a chef, and then for the next 25 years I've been working in healthcare, having 5 healthy boys. Worked for Boston Children's for 7 years. Had some certainly legacy programs going on there with taking care of kids, and you're just trying to give back. So during that time, about 10 years ago, when we created this program called Chef's Playground, I had the fortune of meeting with a lot of the local Boston restaurant chefs and sort of celebrity chefs. So it was really when the celebrity chef craze started, which is kind of was a really cool thing, because we did some really great things for Boston Children's. And again, that's was really part of my growing up and my persona, and that's Paul. I guess we should probably talk about the Irish Cowboy. You want to do that, Harrison?
Talk about the Irish Cowboy. Talk about how you be. I mean, like I said, I was telling Jason, my tech guy, you look like you were causing an uprising at that parade, and a good uprising. Everyone was happy to see you. You were waving that flag, and everyone was like, I mean, and even the people that were in the back row looked like they wanted to come up and hug you.
Well, I got to tell you, I'm gonna speak out just a little bit about some of the backlash from the shenanigans that go on, because that's what I'm going to call it at the South Boston Parade.
Okay.
Listen, one of the things with sort of the Irish culture is if any of those young guys or anything, the college students, or I don't know, even the high school students, if they're sitting there, they want to throw down for 5 minutes, they're hugging after that anyway, man. It ain't no big deal. So people got to get over a little bit of the rough and rowdy that goes on. It's all in good fun, and we all hug and kiss and make up after. So sometimes the media overblows that a little bit. So I'm happy that the parade didn't get moved. The parade should always be in South Boston. It's a staple. It's like 4th of July, especially Irish Boston, where the deepest rooted group of Irish in the world, if you want me to say. I mean, there's more Irish people in the United States and almost in Boston than there is in Ireland. And my Irish cousins know that over in Dublin.
I've been to Ireland. It's beautiful, but I was only there as a stopover on the way to Scotland back on April 12th, 1981. We stopped at Shannon, not Dublin, Shannon.
Shannon Airport, yeah.
Airport, we was there for an hour. And I remember in 1980, there was a commercial for Aer Lingus Airlines, and it showed like a lot of the beautiful sights of Ireland. And one of them was probably the only palm tree in the world that's at 90 degrees, which goes up and then it goes that way. And that was right at the Shannon Airport. And I saw it. I go, that was in the commercial. Wow. I mean, they really nailed it. That was so cool.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. Did you get off the plane, or did you go anywhere?
No, you didn't get a chance to. The airport because we had to go through customs, and I had to get to Scotland. But I saw it from the window. I'm saying I saw it.
I gotcha.
Right, yeah. And then I had a glass of orange juice.
Well, if you have I was there when I was 10 years old and then 12 years old. Once with my mom, once my dad, and then I was there 2 years ago with all my boys. Okay. And I got to tell you, it's definitely changed. It's definitely changed. It's come a long way. Don't get a car when you go over there. The cars are too expensive because they take advantage of you, because they all drive sticks, and us Americans, we can only drive automatics now apparently. So it'll pay $2,000 for a car. You'll pay like $30 for a bus ride over the beautiful new roads that they have. So you get a chance to go back over there, Galway, Dublin. They're all great. They're all great.
The girls are pretty good over there. That would be my incentive for going back.
The what?
The girls, the ladies.
Oh, the girls, of course.
Yeah,
hey, pumpkin pounding, baby. You gotta love those gingers. Those Irish gingers. Definitely. Trust me. That's they certainly are. Down in Temple Bar, down in Dublin. That's the place to go. I don't blame you, Harrison. I'm all in on that.
Well, tell me about all right. Now you have a very rich history of doing a lot of stuff in the community and everything. What about what are the extracurricular stuff things that you did? Did you do music? Did you do sports? Do you still do anything like that now? Do you paint, draw? anything, anything that might be considered,
Yeah. So
away from the flag and
I think so. Yeah, so I think one of the things I'm most proud of, and you might not see it on social media, but will be part of my legacy, is I coached 23 different sports for my 5 boys. Played
wow.
hockey and football myself,
Yeah, 'cause
and yeah, I mean
Southie is
I
the
have
sports
four.
capital of Massachusetts.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, yeah, I only have four. Four have already graduated high school, and now I have one left. And I coach him for the Boston Imperials. Go Imperials. So I still love coaching. I still love all part of that. But yeah, I can jump into Irish Cowboy. So again, you introduced me through Matt. I love Matt. Really, it was Matt that kind of created the Irish Cowboy,
Okay.
and with help of Melissa Stern, who I'll talk about in a second. But basically, Matt had an event, and I was on the tall ship with my buddy Gordy Gronkowski, and we were doing, that Gronkowski family. They're a little popular around here. We were
Wait a
doing
minute,
what we call
is that
muscle
Rob
chugs. So
Gronkowski's
a
family?
muscle chug.
Wait a minute, is that the Patriots
Yeah,
family?
that's Rob's brother. Yeah,
Oh,
that's
it
Rob's
is?
brother, and anybody that knows Gordy knows that Gordy is crazier than Rob. So, but in a loving way, one of the most loving, kind, just always looking out for people, men. But we got to show you the muscle chug. So the muscle chug, Harrison, is
Okay, go on.
you get it on your forearm, right? And
Yeah,
you get it up.
wow. And your biceps grow 6 inches in 225
And
seconds.
your biceps grow 6 inches, baby. So that's a muscle chug. All right.
Okay,
So again, we're sitting on the tall ship, and we're talking about what the muscle chug should be called. Should it be called the love chug, the muscle chug, the Gronk chug? So it turns out to be the muscle chug. But during that time, I had my cowboy hat, my jacket on, and I was just simply holding a beer, and I held up my peace symbol, and Matt captured it in a great picture. And Matt and Melissa Stern, who wound up making my jacket. So now I'll transform into the Irish Cowboy.
right, let's do it, let's see
Here
it.
is the Irish Cowboy jacket that my dear friend Melissa Stern made. Mel the Clothing, famous designer who made jackets for the Mahomes family, for Taylor Swift. Jelly Roll goes on and on and on.
Wow.
Here's the Irish Cowboy.
Obviously it's made to fit everybody that wears it. I mean, because Jelly Roll has a bigger frame than you guys have, and you are Taylor Swift, probably combined.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, and even Dave Portnoy. I love the one she sent to Portnoy because she sent him a one for Peaches the dog too, a whole outfit for Peaches the dog, and of course that's near and dear to his heart. So that was really a big win for Mel. Mel's amazing. She's just an amazing person, an amazing designer. Mel, I love you. Just want to let you know that right now.
Well, I'll tell you what, all these people, I'd love to get on the show too. Well, obviously Gronk, his brother and everybody. You can get
Yeah,
on.
absolutely. Gordy would probably love to get on. He just had some back surgery, so he's recovering. But we should get him on on the tall ship sometime, especially around his birthday. His birthday is the end of June, and we always have a great time up there then.
Yeah, you can do a show from the tall ships. Can you get Rob on as well?
We can try. Rob's a pretty guy, as you know, but we can certainly try.
He's not playing any. He's retired from the game for now.
I think he's coming back, man. I don't know. That's my money. My money is he's coming back. We'll see.
He's still a young guy. I know he was born in 1989. I don't know his date of birth, but I know that means he's only 36. So he's still he can still play. He's still got the bones. He's still got the strength. Yeah. He's got the range and everything. All right. So I know you're a big sports fan. Have you ever written anything? Blogs, blurbs, anything like that?
So a great announcement that I have. And first, before I give the announcement, I want to give a shout out to Elijah Milani, who was a Kentucky Derby winning hat designer who designed this Irish Cowboy custom hat.
Okay.
Which was certainly a highlight of the parade. So now you've got the full Irish Cowboy outfit, so you can see that.
Front where it belongs, obviously.
What's that?
Got the shamrock in the front where it belongs.
Absolutely. And she actually hand drew the cowboy logo, the Irish Cowboy logo, which was amazing.
Yeah. Wow.
So thank you, Ellie. I was so proud because this was the first collaboration between Ellie and Mel, and I think they're gonna be doing great things for the Derby. We're gonna have some huge events coming up for the Derby, and that's gonna be right down the road. We're gonna be doing it at Omni Hotel,
Talking about
the
Kentucky
Sporting
Derby,
Club.
right? In Kentucky, right?
Well, we're gonna do the Boston version at the Sporting Club at the Omni Hotel.
Okay, because when you said the Derby, what I think of is Kentucky Derby, and you
Derby
mentioned,
Day, yep, Derby Day. Everybody celebrates Derby Day. It's like St. Patrick's Day or Christmas. And
Right.
you know what? I just Harrison. I have to remember to say that. This Santa Claus guy, this fat guy, right? He pretends to come down the chimney and give all the kids presents. And I'm just gonna tell you, if Santa gets Christmas, I get St. Patrick's Day week, man. All right. So the Irish Cowboy is the Santa of St. Patrick's Day week. I just want to make stake that claim today.
sure, absolutely, and I'm glad you did it on my show. I'm honored.
Absolutely.
Okay.
So, the other thing I wanted to bring up is a couple of things that are real important and near and dear to me. Tomorrow night we have an event. Tonight is Matt's spring release at the Sugar Factory. Great venue for anybody that's coming there. Hope to see you tonight. We're going to have a great night. But tomorrow night is going to be really near and dear to my heart. We have Nia at Grace. We're doing a Miss Pink cancer awareness fundraiser. And recently, a couple of people that are real close to me, came down with some aggressive cancer. Effie, I know you're out there and I know you're listening. I love you. You're the greatest. We're all here supporting you and we're going to help you get through this. I'm gonna show you a little bit of what we got going on here. We
Okay.
got my Miss Pink hat ready tomorrow night ready to go with my Miss Pink shoes, and it's gonna be a great show tomorrow night. We're gonna have anybody that's still you have something to do, or even you just want to donate. Go on and donate to Miss Pink event because it's all for cancer awareness. And thank you everyone that's coming tomorrow night.
Okay, now where is it at? What's the location?
Grace by Nia in the Seaport.
Oh, well, Seaport's Boston, you mean, right?
Yes. Yep.
Because sometimes some people think of Quincy as the seaport too, I think.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's.
I want to make sure we get it right, so.
Well, as you know, Harrison, 10 years ago, there were no buildings in the Seaport. It was just all, it was a barren desert. Maybe 15 years ago, there was nothing there. Now it's the Mecca of Boston almost. It's right next to South Boston, and that's where we're all going to be tomorrow night.
Okay, well, you gotta understand, I love Boston, I don't live in Boston, so some of the changes that Boston underwent in the last 20, 30 years, I might not be aware of, but that's why I do the show and find the stuff out.
Oh yeah. It's the Seaport Boston is it's all there's not nostalgia. It's all steel and glass, but it's very pretty. It's very it's a lot of cool things going down there.
Right, just like near Atlantic Avenue, around there.
Yeah.
Okay, I know
Hey,
that
let me
area.
show you. Let me. I want to show you something real cool,
Okay.
Harrison. And this is so talking about being a Patriots fan. So my buddy Keith Schultz is here with me today. One of my best buddies, and Jarvis Green, who used to play for the Patriots for 9 years. He won a couple of Super Bowls there. He and I and Keith went to Super Bowl 51, as you know. The comeback, the ultimate comeback, the greatest of all time, the GOAT, Tom Brady.
Falcons.
And
First overtime.
what's that?
First overtime Super Bowl.
Yeah, it was the first overtime. We couldn't believe it. We sat there the whole time looking at each other saying, is this really possible? Is this happening? Is it happening? So, again, a shout out to Melissa Stern. She made the clothing. She made the 6 Super Bowls. She made the 28-3. Which is incredible. She made them for Jarvis Green and myself. We went to a Joanne Druzzi Foundation event where we wound up with our friends Louis Bello and myself and Jarvis. We were interviewing
He was a guest on my show many years ago, by the way, just saying.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Louis is amazing. I want to talk about Louis in a second, but we wound up doing an interview with Nick Fitzstevens from WEI, and he took a video on my jacket, of that jacket. and it went viral. And Fitzy said, he called Melissa. He said, I want to know, Paul, who made these jackets. He called Melissa, and she said, we got to make jackets for Brady for his retirement. Melissa wound up making 9 jackets for the Brady family for his retirement. It's pretty friggin' awesome.
It is. Well, guess what, Paul? We're down to the final 5 minutes of the show. I hope you had fun talking to me.
Oh my God, it's been a blast. I do want to give a shout out to the people that I was with on the float for the Southie Parade. Mike Caputo, multi-platinum, record producer. He's doing everything from O-Town. He's got this new 12-year-old Nico that was on the float who was just rocking the place. I mean, if you thought me waving the flag, this kid was just so much energy and he had everything going on. Again, my buddy Louis Bello, the guy literally brings Nashville to Boston. He brings Nashville artists to Loretta's. It's going to start happening in April. So shout out to Louis. Yeah, man. I mean, I think I appreciate being on. It's been a blast. I'd love to get some of my other acquaintances on, and I really appreciate it.
I appreciate it too. You got my number now. Have anyone text me. So you can, if Gronk wants to do the show, Rob, you can set it up for him, and so that it won't be awkward. I know how sometimes celebrities feel a little bit hemmed in by people like me who are very anxious to get them on as guests, but if I have a nice mediator like yourself, then a mediator or whatever, that can make a difference, I hope.
Yeah, sure. I do. I have one last thing because I have about a minute left, right?
Well,
This one was super cool and super awesome. So, you meet every time you meet some cool people, and sometimes things, turn into like things you never expected. So I meet this really cool person. Her name was Tina on New Year's this year, and through a mutual friend, and we all wound up going to this band called Dropkick Murphys.
Yeah, I know the band. Get them on the show too. I'd love to have them. We could do a live performance right here.
So I got to tell you right now. So Dropkick Murphys, this girl Tina, her brother happens to be the guitarist. So she pulls that out, and we wind up backstage. And Jeff DeRosa, who is not only a guitarist, I mean, the guy's a freaking musicianal genius. He's playing the flute. He's playing everything on stage. The great thing, though, is, we met Ken Casey, and, we're backstage and talking to these guys. And, like, the coolest thing is they're doing mosh pits when they're on stage, and they're doing Shipping Up to Boston and all these amazing songs and everything else that we all know. But, to meet, yeah, you got it, baby. There you go, Harrison. But, to actually, meet them backstage and really, they were just the kindest, family people that you could meet. And the entire families were back there. And they were, it was like they're transforming into this alter ego because, they're just kind of normal dudes and great family and family oriented. And it was pretty awesome. So, that was sort of an unexpected St. Patrick's Day weekend part that, I was honored to be part of.
Sweet. All right. Well, like I said, anybody that you have in mind that might be a great guest for my show, have him, them, anybody, Lisa, Tina, whatever, have them get, and the band, anybody else. I'm always looking for new people. I get more people. My 15th year of doing the show now than ever before by word of mouth. And you did a wonderful job. And we're going to wrap the show up. Will you stick around? What I want to do is have you, if it's okay, will you stick around and Jason will take a pic for Facebook and I'll tag you in it. Are you okay to do that?
Sounds good, brother. You got it.
All right, folks. Another great episode of Top of Time is in the books. We're going to do an awesome show next week. Not sure what I have, but I'm sure it'll be awesome as well. So signing off and snapping out.